Kendall Stowers on the serve for the Aggies. Sigler with the perfect pass out to Harper Murray. They go, and she turns it down the line. That is an All-American.
It starts with a perfect pass, and we're expecting them to run the middles early, but they've been going to the pins. Both teams have gone away from their middles, but Block is starting inside to help on the middles and then chasing to the pins.
Yeah, that was the anticipated matchup, right? Is that they were going to force the middle early. Now another swing from the pin. This side, the right side, in dives a laning Choboy. Patty Walk feeding the outside with Emily Helmuth. Sigler saves it out of the Nebraska bench. She's back on the court.
Incredible hustle. Terea Sigler, we saw her do that earlier in the year. That's her signature move. She never stops.
She was a little limited on Friday due to some back issues, but did play in the final 2 sets, and she looked pretty good there diving into the bench. Hey, key on that play to note, she kept 1 foot in contact with the playing surface. In order to contact that ball and keep it in, you have to do that.
Correct.
What a hustle. Texas A&M is going to get the point, and Afena Kasapala back to serve. She's had the most blocks in Texas A&M history since 1999. Andy Jackson on the slide. That is so tough.
First ball in this match set to the middle, and Andy Jackson, one of the best in the country, going behind that setter, finds a seam in that block.
Andy Jackson is one of 3 players on Nebraska that are semifinalists for the National Player of the Year. The finalists will be announced tomorrow. It's an ace!
Friday night, we saw incredible service pressure from Nebraska. They really stepped up the focus in that category, and they've been able to get the Aggies out of system early.
Patty Walk goes backside to Logan Lednicki, and she used her right hand. That's a left-handed player. For Jamie Morrison and Texas A&M, this was their road to get to the regional final. They're back in the regional final for the first time since 2001. Took down Campbell, TCU, and then that Louisville match on Friday was epic. They reverse swept Louisville, meaning they were down 2 sets to none.
Bergen Riley calls her own number, but what Nebraska's doing really well is controlling the first contact so Bergen Riley can attack or set up her offense. And if you see on the other side of the net, Texas A&M did not have hands up in front of Bergen Riley.
Holly, Nebraska is starting out hitting 800. Their season average is 355, which is the best in the nation. Murray, back row.
This is a Nebraska team who led the nation in offense and holding their opponents to low numbers. Here's a tip ball, and then right down the pipe goes Harper Murray, one-on-one.
Holly bringing the heat. She's got 60 miles per hour on that swing. Alec can run the slide too. And that goes outside the end. That slide is Rebecca Alec, number 5 in white, going behind the setter off of 1 foot. And a service error by Bosinger. You know, Madison mentioned the demeanor in the huddle. We talked to Logan Lednicki, one of the stars for Texas A&M. She said, our huddles are kind of quiet. We're veterans. It's not unnecessary talking happening over there. We know what we need to do.
Exactly. It's economy of words. Let's say what we need to say and move on and get the job done.
Emily Helmuth. Service error.
Last serve, it looked like Nebraska was trying to serve the ball short. Louisville was able to have some success getting the Aggies out of system on Friday night early.
Perkins off the block. Texas A&M needs 2 more points to win this set.
Texas A&M going to the middle, and now we've got Taryn Morris in for the double sub and Thomas on the service line. This is a strong rotation for the Aggies.
Choboy with the pass. It's perfect, right on top of Bergen's head. And that is the slide that A&M was talking about in the huddle.
Rebecca Alec is attacking the seam.
Underwood with the pass to Walk. Kendall Stowers tips just to the right place. And Texas A&M has set point on Nebraska.
Maddie Walk serves a hybrid for the Aggies and can put some nasty movement on this ball.
An ace. Something that hasn't happened in months. Nebraska dropped.
It's fantastic. I mean, we're here at the epicenter of women's volleyball, up 1-0. Pretty awesome.
Thank you so much.
Incredible. Nebraska starts set 2 with an ace. But in that first set, Texas A&M used a 10-0 run to take a set from Nebraska. They had not lost a set at home since September 12th against Utah, and that just changed moments ago. What's got to change here in set 2 for Nebraska?
Nebraska's got to be way more aggressive, and they need to take care of their serve receive. The service pressure from Texas A&M really got them in trouble, and then the block was successful.
Texas A&M has never been to a national semifinal. Nebraska has been to a national semifinal 18 times, including last season. Virginia Adriano, block interface, and she is stopped.
Kendall Stowers of Texas A&M has had a fantastic start there. She has a stop on Adriano on the right side, but she's 7 for 8, swinging at the ball on the left side.
And no errors. Choboy laying out for it. Underwood gets underneath it. Lednicki. Dug up by Sigler. They go Alec in the middle, and she's stopped.
Pazapala in the middle, number 1 in black, patrolling the net, ready in transition for Nebraska to run it.
Jamie Morrison told us that Afina Kasapala this summer, she went and played with the U23 national team, and when she came back, the confidence, the skill with her block, even better. And there goes the pressure on the serve from Texas A&M.
Texas A&M going cross court at Lainey Choboy and Harper Murray right in that seam, and they've had success there.
4-0 run for the Aggies. Murray off hands, ends the run.
Harper Murray keeping it high, finding a piece of the Aggie block down that line.
A serve at Underwood. Bergen Riley out to Harper Murray, it's blocked. Choboy will bump set Murray. And that off the block lands in the court. It's a stop for the Aggies.
This Aggie block of Logan Lednicki and Afina Kasapala, watch them move together. You can just see that block coming.
Choboy with a nice pass. They can go to the middle. Ava Underwood setting up Lednicki. Riley to Sigler out of the back row. Underwood underneath it. And it hit the antenna. Point Huskers.
Nebraska trying to use all their weapons. They started that rally with Andy Jackson out of the middle and ended with Terea Sigler out of the back row.
Nebraska's trying to dig themselves out of hitting in the negative in this set to start. Maddie Walk back row. She can't go up and attack that serve. That's ball.
Olivia Mack tried to serve short earlier in this set. Excuse me, earlier in the match.
They're going to get Nebraska in the net. Point A&M.
We talked about the middle battle. How about this one? Andy Jackson, quick hands over. They know Kozapala wants to go crossbody, but there's a net violation by Nebraska.
And you saw Andy Jackson's arm go into the net. Kozapala's back on the service line. That is huge because when Afena Kozapala was serving in the first set, they went on a 10-0 run.
Nebraska happy to get her off that back line, and we saw Andy Jackson make some errors going line. This time she goes inside the block, sharp angle for Nebraska.
Nebraska's serving strategy to serve at the libero, Ava Underwood. Taylor Landfair pushes it through the block. And for Underwood, the libero for A&M, got off to a slow start on Friday night. So you see Nebraska attacking her early.
Definitely. We saw Louisville attack her with short serves, really making her move, and Nebraska is doing the same thing.
An ace for Harper.
That was a nasty serve by Harper Murray. It had so much movement and then just dropped right in front of Underwood.
Was rejected. Walk feeds her again. And it goes long, and you can feel Nebraska grabbing some momentum, starting with their service pressure.
Service pressure is crucial because it sets up your block at the net. It makes the offense more predictable, and that's when Nebraska's defense can take over.
And the Stowers took that pass. Landfair. Taylor Landfair take two, dug by Underwood. Lednicki coming in.
Texas A&M doing a really nice job getting touches on the block, slowing things down. And then when you've got Lednicki on your side of the net, she is lethal through that seam with her left arm, and she's got heat on that. Riley winning the setters joust. Setters are so good at this. Look at Bergen Riley get around it, use her core, and push a little bit harder than Perkins.
Jackson serving down the line. Maddie Walk backside to Lednicki.
That's a ball that we saw Nebraska focused on yesterday. Lednicki out of the back row. They want her to attack that line. They're going to try and block her on the angle.
It's an ace for Emily Helmuth. We're tied up at 9.
Both teams serving extremely aggressive, trying to set up their defense at the net.
Landfair. Heavy arm. Don't forget, Taylor Landfair was the Big Ten Player of the Year back when she played at Minnesota.
Taylor Landfair plays at a pretty high altitude, has a heavy arm when she can get her feet to the ball.
Nebraska trying to respond after dropping the first set 25-22, something they haven't done at home since September. Drop a set. That was a pancake by Bergen Riley. Morgan Perkins skying for the ball.
When Texas A&M can get their middles going in transition, good things happen. And Morgan Perkins is one of those players who drives, gets up, and she's got a big seam between those Nebraska blockers because of the pace of that set off of the dig.
Feeding Landfair, and she'll just cut it up, sharp angle. But Taylor Landfair, a player that in 2022 was that Big Ten Player of the Year at Minnesota, kind of fell out of love with the sport with volleyball. And last year, we saw that love come back when she was here at Nebraska.
Definitely, Taylor Landfair has had a smile on her face ever since. She loves this team and really wants to end on a high note.
What a take by Sigler. It does go back over on the A&M side. Stowers rips the ball. And Kendall Stowers, a player that this time last year wasn't playing volleyball, wasn't in school because she was medically retired a couple of seasons ago at Baylor, but got the all clear to play at Texas A&M.
What an incredible story, just the perseverance to overcome that, to train hard, to get healthy, and then come back. She said, look, I knew I wasn't done yet, and I'm so glad she wasn't because we get to see her.
Yeah, so is A&M. They were absolutely thrilled. And Kendall Stowers has been so important to this run. So far today, 8 kills for Stowers, number 37 in the black jersey. Solo stuff for Afina Kasapala.
We knew the story of this match would be the battle in the middle. Look at Kasapala, fantastic eye work all over the crossbody swing of Rebecca Alec.
An ace for A&M again. That is 8 aces for Texas A&M. And duck by Underwood. Maddie Walk goes Stowers. Woo, with some heat.
Texas A&M is running an extremely fast offense, and Nebraska chasing, and watch how dynamic Kendall Stowers is on that left pitch. She gets up, and the quick arm through the seam of the block. You see Rebecca Alec, the middle blocker, chasing, late to get there.
Alec on the slide. Nebraska needed that desperately.
Nebraska has not been in this position where they're chasing, and the Aggies are continually putting pressure on them.
Texas A&M won the first set 25-22. They went on a 10-0 run in that set. Trying to take 2 sets from the #1 team in the nation. Cornhuskers got it up, free ball back to the Aggies. Stowers put some more heat on it down the line.
Nebraska can't stop her. We've seen her go sharp angle. She went to the corner, fast arm through the seam, and that time down the line, she's got all the tools in Kendall Stowers.
She has no attacking errors, too. 10 kills on 18 swings. Showing what she can do down the line.
Bergen Riley able to isolate Harper Murray one-on-one, and that's a good thing for Nebraska. They need to keep pushing the tempo, finding gaps in the Aggie block.
Well, you see Manaya Obeche, number 14 in white, back in the middle. She has been a substitution in this match in the middle for Nebraska. Stowers was looking for a piece of that block, won't get it.
Kendall Stowers wanted that back. She's established her power defense back on their heels. She wanted to go short, but out of bounds.
Lednicki had to get up quickly to get that ball. It is set point Texas A&M. They get a perfect pass, and they go Obeche. Second set point coming for Texas A&M.
One thing at a time. That first contact crucial, and then Obeche finding that seam. Good set by Bergen Riley.
Olivia Malk on set point for Texas A&M. It's wide. Jamie Morrison's going to call timeout. They will have a third set point coming up, but here comes Nebraska. Malk on the serve, third set point A&M. Lednicki with the tip, got the block, and Texas A&M leads Nebraska 2-0. Fenna Casapala has done it from the service line and with her defense.
Fenna Casapala can take over a match. We said it before the match, and we're seeing it. She had 2 aces, that's one of them, but it's been her block. The block stuffs, the block deflections, the way she's slowing down the Nebraska attack has been amazing.
Texas A&M has never been to the national semifinals. They are 1 set win away from doing that. You heard Danny Busboom-Kelly talk about her Cornhuskers. What do you want to see from Nebraska in this set? They have to win it.
This Nebraska team has been the most dominant team all season long. They need to show it. We're not seeing it. They're letting this Texas A&M team control the tempo, the pace, the style of this game. Nebraska needs to play their style of volleyball.
What is their style of volleyball?
Taking care of the first contact and attacking and hurting you from everywhere. Right now, the pins aren't scoring well enough for Nebraska. They can be better there.
Yeah, you heard Mary Wise in the studio say they need more points from the pins. We'll see if Nebraska can get that. Right now, they've got 10 kills from Harper Murray on one of those pins, but Adriano on the other pen, just 2 kills. A must-win set for Nebraska, their season in jeopardy. And there, right off the bat, is a kill from the pin.
Really important, good start for Nebraska, and Virginia Adrian has got the length. She should be able to score points on that right side, going high off the hands or over the block.
Lainey Choboy behind the service line. And he walked to Kendall Stowers, who has been dominant, if you will. 11 kills now for her. She's hitting over 400.
We haven't even talked about the speed of the offense on the Aggie side. Maddie Walk pushes it out to the pins really fast and really low. In the Nebraska block, especially the middle chasing, that's what's allowing Kendall Stowers to score so much.
It's helping Texas A&M hit 300 in this match, just a little bit higher than their season average. Anything over 300 better is great.
Harper Murray trying to go down on the line. She had an opening deep down that line, but pulled it a little bit.
Serve is long. Jamie Morrison, when he took over this Texas A&M program, now in his 3rd season, he wanted to build it, modeling it off of some of the dominant programs like a Nebraska, like a Penn State. And that's what Madison talked about it at the beginning of the match. They don't have to change anything. They are built to face teams like this, and you have seen that in the first 2 sets. Andy Jackson tips on the slide, dug up by Stowers. And a misconnection, but Texas A&M is going to challenge this. It was very close. The A&M players were pointing like it dropped in. This will be the first challenge of the match by Texas A&M. 2. Casapala with 3 blockers in front of her. Harper Murray through the block. She's up to 11.
That's a big play. Jalen Reyes was talking during the defensive practice yesterday. We want as many hands in front of Casapala as possible. And there they were able to slow her down in transition for a kill.
Behind the service line, goes short, walk feeds Lednicki.
The speed of the set to Lednicki on the right side is so fast.
For Jamie Morrison, he talked about after that win on Friday, getting back into coaching. This is why he does it, for these big moments. Jackson on the slide. Here goes Nebraska.
Nebraska has cleaned up their passing, and that allows them to score, get Andy Jackson, one of the most dangerous attackers in the game, going offensively.
We were curious if they would make a change at libero because they have flipped back and forth between Olivia Malk and Lady Choboy, but Choboy is still working hard in that libero jersey. That's going to be an A&M point.
If you're Nebraska, you do not want to let that kind of a ball set over the net drop.
Slide with Jackson. Bergen Riley feeding Harper Murray back row, and she seems to have the hot hand right now for the Cornhuskers.
Nebraska is really good at using Harper Murray out of the back row in transition. She's really cross-body, but that time goes away from Kazapala to the other corner.
Harper Murray's got 12 kills. That's the most in her last 9 matches. Takes the swing, off the block, and in on the A&M side, point Nebraska.
Big point here for Rebecca Alex. She's the emotional leader, big hands, and that one catches the line really short.
You can start to feel the crowd get back into it as well. That's a big X factor for Nebraska, playing at home. Hard to stop that. Logan Letnicki, just a heavy arm.
Nebraska wanted to defend that with their middle deep player sliding over and digging that line and have the block take angle. They might want to switch that up, give Letnicki different looks defensively.
Harper Murray, back row, kill number 13.
Great players step up when their teams need them to, and right now Harper Murray on fire for Nebraska.
And Madison, Nebraska needs Harper Murray right now.
I talked to her this week and she said playing here is so much pressure, but you have to find the beauty in it. She said you truly play your best when you're having fun and you're being yourself, and that's where she feels like she's grown the most.
How about the kill from Murray and then the ace from Bergen Riley?
Bergen Riley serving the seams between Applegate and Underwood. They're serving away from Stowers, who's playing excellent for A&M.
Perkins out of the middle. Choboy with a bump set to Adriano. Net violation, A&M. Jamie
today.
And they absolutely need it. Backs against the wall. If you're Nebraska, a must-win set. First time that they are the first team to hit the red zone today. They need 5 more points to extend the match. Stowers down the line.
Really nice quick attack outside the block. Adriano, as a blocker, needs to protect that line if there's no defender there.
Stopped by Casapala. There's Adriano carrying it on.
Hitter coverage and then transition kill on the right side. That's why they need all their pins working if Nebraska wants to come back in this match.
Out of system swing here for A&M. They give it to Letnicki. Looking for the block, won't get it. Nebraska needs 3 more points.
Logan Letnicki went up to tool that block, but it looked like Harper Murray pulled her hands out of the way.
You go back to Letnicki, and she goes angle.
That was one of the angles we saw from her Friday, sharp inside the block. She loves to attack that angle.
Hauk serves at Underwood. Maddie Walk, Lednicki. Lednicki just having to reach high for it, and they call A&M in the net. Set point, Nebraska. Ooh, Emily Helmuth.
Wow. Looked like Andy Jackson was leaning to go to her left, which is where Lednicki was, and then Helmuth gets a one-on-one.
The kill was 64 miles per hour. Second set point, Nebraska. Fennecassapala with the hand set to Lednicki. Choboy bump setting Harper Murray. Nebraska keeps playing. Kendall Stowers coming out hot like she has all match. That's 15 kills for Kendall Stowers. She's in double figures for the 19th time this season.
Nebraska is bringing their left side blocker way over because of the speed of that set to the pin to help in the middle.
Oh, and Sigler got out of the way just in time as that one goes wide. There's Lainey Choboy. They've gone back and forth between her and Olivia Malk this season in that libero jersey.
Fennecassapala sneaks that one through. There were 4 hands on the Nebraska side, but not over quick enough to stop Cassapala.
Coming into this match, we talked about the show we were going to see in the middle on both sides. It has delivered. Andy Jackson in the middle, dug by Underwood. Emily Helmuth looking for line. No, it's wide.
The tip's not going to work tonight or today. Both teams playing it extremely well. Got to be aggressive swinging if you're Andy Jackson.
Helmuth drops a shot in.
Love that adjustment by Helmuth. She tried to go down the line, that time just flat and deep to the corner, recognizing the open spots on the court.
Helmuth, one of 3 Aggies in double figures when it comes to kills right now. She's got 11, and it's the 13th time this season she's had double figure kills, including the last 4 matches now. Harper Murray rejected by this Texas A&M block that will not go away. 10 blocks for the Aggies.
Logan Lednicki is having a fantastic blocking NCAA tournament. She doesn't average over a block on the season, but she is averaged almost 3 blocks per set here.
What's allowing her to have that success?
Just the eye work and the desire to get over the net quickly.
Lednicki had to readjust, got a roll shot off. Sigler out of the back row. Perkins ate it up.
Morgan Perkins is up there all by herself, and she reads where the hitter's going and takes it away with her hands. That's not an easy move to do as a middle blocker.
3-0 run for Texas A&M. Cassapala with the dig. Harper Murray at the net, working.
Cassapala came all the way across from left back to dig that up, but it pops over into the Harper Murray zone.
It's a scary zone to be in.
It is, especially with open net.
Harper Murray, a player that has been hungry since her freshman year when they came up short, trying to get a national title. This whole Nebraska team is hungry. Danny Busman-Kelly noticed it as soon as she took over the program.
That is such a smart shot from Harper Murray. The defense on the left and right side want to protect those corners. That's what the coach told them to take, so that opens up that tip. Not easy to get it there, but Harper Murray's so good at that.
Harper Murray, 18 kills, second most for her this season. Lednicky's tip is just wide.
Lednicki recognized that the defender was deep in the court, but she missed on execution, turning that wide.
Remember, Texas A&M only has one challenge remaining unless we go to a fifth set. And your feature hitter again, Logan Lednicki, has been so consistent, 14 kills now.
Lednicki comes in with that really strong left arm. She can turn it down the line, but angles her body, and that heater gets away from Olivia Malk, who's playing right back defense for Nebraska.
She has grabbed up the rally career record for kills for Texas A&M in this match.
When Nebraska's playing well, Andy Jackson is attacking like that last play you just saw. Perfect pass. Bergen Riley can go anywhere. Quick off the floor and fast arm through the seam. Andy Jackson for the kill.
Andy Jackson is a player who is one of the tops when it comes to hitting percentage in the nation. And that first set in this match, she hit negative.
Yeah, it's something we haven't seen all season long. She had a little bit of a slow start early in the season, but her numbers have been red hot lately for Nebraska.
On a service error, that'll knot it up at 7. He walked feet Stowers. Lainey Choboy waiting in that angle. And then Harper Murray turns it wide, advantage Texas A&M. A Texas A&M team that is led by a group of veterans, 9 seniors, and it was such a memorable moment when they won that second round match at home. Jamie Morrison sent them back out to the middle of the court, and he said, yes, we're going to the regional semifinals, but also look around at this crowd. Look what you've helped build. This veteran group means so much to A&M.
And this is the last chance, basically, to play together as a team. And you've helped build this Texas A&M program. They have so much pride in what they've done here. Maddie walks off the floor, Taryn Morris in to block right front for Texas A&M.
So no setter for A&M. Just a bit long for Taylor Landfair.
Job is to let that out into the world as we get out here.
That was Jamie Morrison's message to his team pregame. If they win this set, they beat Nebraska and they go on to the national semifinal. They try Adriano coming out of the middle of the floor, and Texas A&M's block has not moved.
Usually that's a play where Virginia Adriano at 6'5" can hit that with range and beat a one-on-one situation, but Casapella too good on the block read.
A&M has its largest lead. 12 blocks on the day for Texas A&M. Taylor Landfair, what does Nebraska got to do right now?
They got to be better. I mean, they need stops defensively, and again, they need to put some pressure on the Aggies with their defense. This is a team for Nebraska that leads the country in hitting opposition, keeping it the lowest number. And right now, 295 for Texas A&M offensively.
Yeah, usually Nebraska opponents only hit 121. Texas A&M's hitting over 150 points higher than that. Nebraska called in the net.
Lainey Choboy has been excellent in that left back position, picking up balls, but net violation, letting them off the hook. Look at this left hand bringing it back up and over for Nebraska to stay in that rally.
It's a 5-1 run for Texas A&M. Give Harper Murray 19 kills. Texas A&M, the last and only time they've ever beaten the #1 team was back in September of 1995 against Stanford. For Nebraska, the last time they lost a match was in the national semifinal last year to Penn State, who eventually went on to win the national title.
And these two teams haven't met since 2010.
A&M came out fearless. In that first set, they went on a 10-0 run on the #1 team. They won the first 2 sets against Nebraska. Andy Jackson popping up in the middle. Lednicki flying in. Look at the line shot from Logan Lednicki.
Lednicki's got a wicked angle, but the line swing that she sneaks inside the block of Harper Murray is impressive. She has very little room to make that swing down the line.
And you just feed her again and again.
Well, and you see the variety of attacks that Lednicki can bring to you for Texas A&M. Down that line and then a super sharp angle from inside the court.
Nebraska calls its final timeout of this set. They are down 5. They have to win this set to extend their season. On to Kansas City. Casapala, who served them on a 10-0 run in the first set, is serving now. Maddie Walk dishing it to Lednicki. Looking like a veteran.
Jamie Morrison told us Maddie Walk is the most underrated setter in the country. She's really grown in this program. In the way she goes fast to both pins, whether it's serve, receive, or defense, is impressive.
She's first in the nation in assists per set. Trying Jackson on the slide again. A&M waiting. Logan Lednicki dug up by Malk. Bergen Riley out to Harper Murray. That's it.
Bergen Riley does such a good job elevating on those tight passes, and that holds the block on the other side, so Harper Murray can have open net.
Harper Murray hits 20 kills to lead all attackers in this match. She's the only Husker in double figures. And we held it through the block.
The speed of the Texas A&M offense is really creating problems for Nebraska.
That A&M block is lethal. 13 blocks today for Texas A&M.
We are used to seeing Andy Jackson score at will. She's higher, faster than everybody else. The last 2 plays, they've deflected it, they've dug it, and now they block it on the Texas A&M side.
It is an 11-4 run for Texas A&M. Misconnection there. Texas A&M scrambling. They will get a swing off, but Obeche with a stop.
Incredible. Manaya Obeche comes in, makes an immediate impact with the stop. This is rotation 4 for Texas A&M. They really put a lot of pressure on the right side of the defense for Nebraska and then run Lednicki out of the back row.
And that's going to be Perkins in the net on that attack. Jamie Morrison had a vision for this Texas A&M program when he took it over. A team that could consistently be in the regionals. A team that could build an environment like a Nebraska in College Station. A team that could go to the national semifinals. And they're so close to doing just that. Murray in.
Harper Murray is red hot out of the back row for Nebraska. We've seen her go both ways with success.
Texas A&M calls timeout as Nebraska has strung together 3 points here. A must-win set once again for the Cornhuskers. Lednicki out of the back row. Bolsinger with the bump set pushed over by Taylor Landfair. Lednicki to the floor. 18 kills for Logan Lednicki. This is a player who, with Olivia Babcock, we just showed you, they both played with the national team this summer.
Logan Lednicki is sneaky offensively, but she hits it low to the net, so Nebraska has to stay disciplined with their block. They can't go high.
So Nebraska is challenging this. They're looking to see if Logan Lednicki had both feet behind the 3-meter line when she took off on that back row attack.
Nebraska's challenging attack line fault by Texas A&M.
Remember, too, Nebraska doesn't have any timeouts, so this is also a big pause for them in play to talk things over.
At a crucial time.
And you see her foot well behind the 3-meter line. She can land anywhere, but she has to take off from behind that line.
Definitely behind that line.
But a big opportunity for Nebraska to huddle up.
After
on this
the review,
pause.
the call on the floor is confirmed. Nebraska will lose a challenge.
So Nebraska has 1 challenge left. No timeouts in this set. Texas A&M has 1 timeout. Danny Busboom-Kelly's first season back at her alma mater. They completed the 3rd undefeated regular season in program history. But that record could be blemished in just a few points. Rebecca Alec finds a way.
Rebecca Alec doesn't try and blast past the block, just a little off speed off the inside blocker's hand for the Nebraska point. This is where they need to lock in. They have a big front row for Nebraska for a stop on this Aggie team.
An ace. Morgan Riley, a couple of aces on the afternoon. And now Nebraska has a run going. They trailed 19-14.
And there's the momentum they need. 1 point at a time, and it starts with Bergen Riley at the service line.
Underwood will take the pass. Stowers gets another chance. Underwood, the bump set to Kendall Stowers. Alec with the block. Seven-1 run, Nebraska.
Nebraska needed this. Here's a good pass, a little bit forward, fast to the pin. Fantastic cover play there, and then you see Rebecca Alec get up, take space. This is a huge Cornhusker block at a crucial time for Nebraska.
Awake here in Lincoln, and so are the Cornhuskers. 4 points in a row to pull within one in a must-win set. Nebraska's last home loss was November 26 of 2022 against Minnesota. Texas A&M has only beaten the #1 team one time. It was back in 1995. They're trying to close this out. What'd you hear on the Aggie sideline, Madison?
Well, it is loud here down on the floor, but Logan Lednicki started out saying, block out all of that noise. This stage is ours. Block out the stare down, block out the fans. And then Coach Morrison said, be who you are. That's all you need to be. Run your routes, make the pass. We got this.
They've looked comfortable here all afternoon. Can they survive this run from Nebraska? And can the Cornhuskers keep it going? Feed Alec.
Those are the types of plays we've seen from this Nebraska team all year long. And now they need them.
First tie since it was 7-all. Huskers on a 5-0 run. Net violation on Nebraska. Texas A&M hits the red zone.
Adriana's elbow got a piece of the net for Nebraska.
Danny just watched it on the Jumbotron and then pulled the green card out, but the angle that we showed you saw Virginia Adriano's arm in the net.
Another opportunity to talk to her team.
Nebraska is challenging. There was no net fault.
Yeah, great point, Holly. Nebraska, neither team has any more timeouts in this set.
Exactly, why not?
See the left arm of number 9 hits the top of the tape.
After the review, the call on the floor is confirmed. Nebraska will lose the challenge.
Rebecca Alec for Nebraska telling her team, hey, run it back, let's go, next play.
So Nebraska, no challenges remaining. Texas A&M has one. Neither team has a timeout. A race to 25. Alec willing this team right now.
Love that Bergen Riley is getting Rebecca Alec the ball at crunch time.
Kirea Siegler, the freshman. Alex saved it. In comes Harper Murray. First lead of the set for Nebraska.
Every time they've made a play, Rebecca Alex had a touch in the play, and you can just feel the emotion on that side of the net for Nebraska.
She's from Lincoln, playing for the hometown team. Kendall Stowers ends a 6-1 run by Nebraska.
Kendall Stowers with a wicked sharp swing in the left with a lot on the line for A&M.
Choboy takes the pass. Bergen Riley going to Alec. You know you got to feed her. Lednicki tips. Harper Murray on the swing. Murray. Wide, no touch. Point Aggies.
Wow, that was a missed opportunity for Nebraska.
tipped and it worked.
Kozapala wants that one back, tried to swat it, and it just got away from her.
Harper Murray has tied her career high with 23 kills. Lainey Choboy will be on the serve.
This freshman has been clutch. Unbelievable. And the confidence that Bergen Riley has in her freshman middle attacker.
They called on her right away in this match in the first set, and she brought them a spark, and they have continued to go to the freshman Obeche when they need a kill. One-handed save from Choboy. Harper on the approach. Rejected by the block of A&M Kozapala and Logan Lednicki.
That blocking combination for Texas A&M, they are magical together, in rhythm, huge, no seams in that block.
A win for A&M, they're moving on to Kansas City. A win for Nebraska, we play 5. Choboy setting up Adriano. Set point, Nebraska.
Watch Texas A&M go back to Lednicki. She's in the front row right now, and she's been red hot for them.
Backside to Lednicki. Of course you go there. We're tied at 24. Texas A&M led by as many as 7 in this set.
Mafena Kozapala, the best server on the Aggie team on the back line.
That was a great serve. Lednicki coming in hot. Helmuth 2, dug up by Malk. Sigler had to reach for it, it worked. Second set point, Nebraska.
Incredible, not ideal, but the timing out of the back row attack wasn't perfect, so Sigler had to throw it to the middle of the court, but it works for Nebraska.
Harper Murray will get the serve. Lednicki keeps it going. She's at 20 kills.
Incredible. We know Maddie Walk wants to go back, but the reach in line, and she loves to go angle, even though Bergen Riley's there. Too much pace on it.
Megan Fitch into serve. Bergen Riley getting aggressive. Third set point, Nebraska. This is amazing.
It's incredible. I mean, high-level volleyball when everything's on the line.
And Manaya Obeche will serve. It's wide.
Well, Courtney, I have never in my life felt more pressure or energy put down onto this floor. It echoes down here. There's a sea of red, and everyone is on the edge of their seats. This is college volleyball.
It absolutely is. A spot in the semifinals on the line. And they trade service errors. It'll be a 4th set point for Nebraska.
Biggest front line of blockers in the front row right now for Nebraska. Setter is front row for Texas A&M.
Bergen Riley has 2 aces today. Stowers to the floor. Nebraska has had 4 set points. Texas A&M has not had a match point here. Tied for the 14th time. Alec on the slide. Set point number 5, Nebraska.
Loving the energy and leadership from Rebecca Alec right now. She wants the ball.
She has been the spark in this 4th set for Nebraska. They trailed by as many as 7. They have to win this set to force a 5th. They call Nebraska coming over and blocking the set. That ball did not go in the plane of the net.
As blocker, she is a front row setter, so you think if she's going to attack it, you have to be ready, but she's trying to set that ball.
Murray dug by Helmuth. Stowers chasing it. It was really tight. Virginia Adriano with a block. It's set point number 6, Nebraska.
Huge timely stop for Virginia Adriano on that right side. Up, hands early and over for Nebraska.
Choboy on the serve. Lednicki dunked by Bergen Riley. Murray coming in. Blocked.
Harper Murray is going for it, but she's got to use the edges because she's facing Lednicki and Kozapala at the net, and they are magical together.
15 blocks for A&M, tied for the 16th time. Lebeche dug up by Stowers. Nebraska set point number 7.
I think Walk's going to stay with that back set to Lednicki for Texas A&M.
Lednicki's got 20 kills. Raised the tape but went over, and you're right, Holly, she does. Tied up at 30.
Incredible back and forth, high pressure situations.
You want Kozapala serving though if you're A&M. She led them on a 10-0 run in the first set with her serve. Lebeche on the slide. An 8th set point, Nebraska.
Kozapala, heavy serve, and Lainey Choboy took all of it. Diving, perfect pass from Choboy, and then Obeche with the kill.
A&M gets a perfect pass back to Lednicki. A&M has not had a match point. Nebraska has had 8 opportunities to force a 5th, but hasn't been able to close it. Match point A&M. Nebraska doesn't have any challenges to take a second look at it. Service error ties it at 32.
Rebecca Alec back on the court for Nebraska. Can they stop Lednicki? She's in the back row right now for Texas A&M on that D ball behind the 3-meter line.
Match point number 2, Texas A&M. It will be Emily Helmuth, one of their 9 seniors, serving. They've had a service error on both match points.
Everybody has a lot of adrenaline right now and going for it, and that's why those are sailing long. It's all about that good hand contact right now.
Stowers just goes tip. 3rd match point, Texas A&M.
Usually you don't want to tip on set point, but Kendall Stowers has established her power game.
Rebecca Alec. Nebraska is glad she's on the floor right now.
Texas A&M's block is going too wide on Rebecca Alec, and that opens up that deep cross-court swing.
We are tied up for the 21st time. Nebraska has had 8 set points. Texas A&M has had 3 match points. Oh, they're going to say replay this point.
She is allowed to double the first contact over the net. I had this happen in a match, and I learned this rule. She did the same thing against Minnesota earlier in the year. If it's the first contact, it can come out as a double.
So they replay this point because they had originally stopped it for a double, but that was the first contact. Set point number 9 for Nebraska. Stowers. Long. No. Touched. Point Aggies. You see fingers hit that ball, yes.
Look, like it got the left hand of Adriano.
Choboy has to track it down. Murray gets it done, and now that's 10 set points for Nebraska. Handles the swing from Lednicki. Adriano. They call a touch. Jamie Morrison is looking to his team and asking if they touched it. He does have a challenge.
I think Stowers might have got a piece of it.
For A&M. She goes at Malk. It's a tight pass. Stowers swiping it off that block, and Texas A&M hits 10.
Nebraska needs to take care of that pass. That tight ball that Bergen Riley had to joust ends up on the Texas A&M side.
Long from Humphrey. Bergen Riley will serve with Nebraska down 3 points. Oh, fire in the middle from Morgan Perkins.
I love the confidence of Maddie Watt getting Perkins going one-on-one. She's been pin heavy lately, but getting the middles going at this point in the match.
Taylor Landfair, dug up by Underwood, by Thomas. No setter on the floor for A&M. And that swing goes wide. Texas A&M came out right out of the gate and set the tone.
Big huddle, and all BBK said was she looked at Bergen and she said, hey, set anybody. If you get set, step up.
Bergen has plenty of options. That has been one of Nebraska's strengths all season. Nebraska hitting -133 here in the 5th set. Texas A&M hitting 357. Tatum Thomas. She goes to Alec, who just flings it over. Terry Morris coming in on the roll shot. Back to Alec, that's a better rip.
Connection much better on that second set, and Rebecca Alec annihilates it. That play, Texas A&M did not have Maddie Watt on the floor. She's back though.
They've been subbing her out to use a blocking sub. Stowers stopped as it goes in the net.
Terea Sigler doing a great job from the service line, pulling the setter off the net, and that forces her to go out to that left pin.
Makes it predictable for the defense in the block. To the floor for Kendall Stowers. She's at 25 kills. A new career high for Kendall Stowers, the transfer from Baylor. A&M 2 points away.
Good pass, feed Rebecca Alec. Fantastic outcome. Right now, Nebraska needs a stop. They need to serve well, and they need a block stuff.
Chobo goes short, gets an ace.
Lainey Choboy has been working on her serve. More pace, more variety, and it pays off right there for Nebraska.
Texas A&M calls timeout. Seems like when Nebraska needs a spark, Rebecca Alec has been the one stepping up in these last 2 sets. She got the big kill right before that ace.
Definitely, but I think she subbed off the court, which isn't a good thing for Nebraska.
You know, after that last play of Fennecassacala, it took her a minute to get up off the floor.
2 players collided going for that ball.
She was able to walk off the court and over to the Texas A&M huddle. Winner of this match is going to Kansas City to take on Pitt. It's a race to 15 points, and Texas A&M is 2 points away, but Nebraska's trying to grab some momentum and continue on their undefeated season.
Listened in on the Texas A&M huddle. Kendall Stowers started out saying, hey, we need to give this everything we have. Head coach Morrison said, watch the short serve. We need one side out for match point. Take it 1 point at a time.
Virginia, Adriana, number 9 in white, does a fantastic job getting out on that ball, quick over the net to stop Stowers, who's been red hot all day long for Texas A&M.
It's a 3-0 run, Nebraska. Lednicki tooling it, and it's match point for the 4th time today for Texas A&M.
Best blocking front row right now for Texas A&M. 3 hitters in the front for Nebraska.
Obeche. Lednicki. Harper Murray keeps going, but it is a 5th match point for A&M. They had 3 match points in the 4th. This will be the 2nd here in the 5th. You feed Lednicki. Texas A&M is built for this, slaying giants. The Aggies just rocked the volleyball world.
What a performance.
And silence inside the Devaney Center, except for the Texas A&M faithful. An undefeated season comes to a close for a Nebraska team who was incredible this year, but they will not make it to Kansas City.
All season long, people said, look, is this the best team you've ever seen, the most dominant? And I said, yes, but they have to win to be considered one of the best. And Texas A&M came into their home and just dominated.
How did they dominate Nebraska?
I'm not sure, but Nebraska hadn't been pushed like this all season long, only in the practice gym. And the response from the Aggies was really impressive. They never backed down. They made plays. And this was a team on a mission. Before this